Dear students, today we are going to start our new chapter, that is pair of linear equation in two variables. Uh, Basically, we have to revise some terms which we have already studied. So let us revise. What do we mean by an equation? Equation is a statement of equality between two algebraic expressions, and there should be a unknown quantity which is called the variable, and there are some constants also. And for the first type of equation which we have studied, it is a linear equation in one variable, that is of the form ax plus b equals to 0, where the coefficient of x should not be equal to 0. For example, x plus 2 equals to 0 is a linear equation in one variable, x plus 1 equals to 0 is again an equation, x minus 5 equals to 0 is also a linear equation in one variable. Then we have already learned how to solve these equations. Now the solution means a value of the variable which satisfies the equation. Satisfy means left hand side should become equal to right hand side. So if we put here a minus 2 in the left hand side, minus 2 plus 2, it will gives us 0. So in place of x, if I'm going to write minus 2, so minus 2 plus 2, it will be equal to 0. So 0 is our right hand side. So the value of left hand side and right hand side both are same. So that is why the solution is minus 2. Now moving on, in class 9 we have studied an equation of the form ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where a, b, c are the real numbers and a and b are not both 0. That means a can be 0 or b can be 0, but together they cannot be 0. So it is called a linear equation in two variables. What are the two variables? We have x is one variable and y is the second variable. So this is the standard form of linear equation in two variable, that is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Now for example, 5x plus 3y minus 7 equals to 0 is a linear equation in two variables x and y. Now in class 10 we are going to study pair of linear equation in two variables. What do we mean by pair? Pair means two. So we will be studying two equations together, and we are interested in finding out whether these two equations have a solution or if they don't have a solution. So let us start with some basic terms. We have standard form written of the pair of linear equations in two variables. What is the standard form? Here we can see the coefficient of x, coefficient of y, and constant terms for the first equation, number 1, and for the second equation also number 2. So it is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0 for the first equation, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equals to 0 for the second equation. Now what are the conditions? All the coefficients are real numbers, and as we have already mentioned the condition for linear equation in two variables, that both the coefficients should not be equal to 0. That means here we have a1, b1 together they should not be 0. a1 can be 0 or b1 can be 0, but together a1 and b1 should not be equal to 0. Similarly here also a2 can be 0 or b2 can be 0, but together a2 and b2 should not be 0. Now we are interested in this chapter to find out the solution of these pair of linear equations. Solution means not for one equation, a value of x and y which will satisfy equation number 1 also and equation number 2 also. That means left hand side should be equal to right hand side. Let us see. We have one example, x plus y equals to 2. X plus y equals to 2 is our first equation, and 2x plus 3y equals to 5 is our second equation. So if we take a solution, let us say for example x equals to 1 and y equals to 1. Why it is called the solution of these two equations? It is called the solution because when we are writing in the first equation, we are taking left hand side. Left hand side of the first equation is x plus y. In place of x, we are writing x as 1, and y is also 1. So 1 plus 1 gives us 2, and 2 is the value of the RHS also. So it is satisfying x equals to 1 and y equals to 1. It is satisfying equation 1. Similarly, for equation 2, we can see 2x plus 3y left hand side. So in place of x, we are writing 1. 2 into 1 is 2. And in place of y also, we are writing 1. So 3 into 1 will be 3. 2 plus 3 equals to 5. So we can see that it is also satisfying the second equation. So that is why x equals to 1, y equals to 1 is the solution of the pair of linear equation. That means it is satisfying both the equations. Now, what are the situations in which we can find, in which we have to frame some pair of linear equation? As in this example, we can see that the length of a rectangular garden is two times the breadth, and the perimeter of the garden is given to be 30 meter. So can we represent it in terms of linear equation in two variables? So let us see. We have to assume that length of the garden be x meter and breadth be y meter, as we are denoting them by two variables. So the length of the garden is x meter and the breadth of the garden is y meter. Now according to the question, it is given that the length is twice the breadth. Twice the breadth means it is 2 times. So we can write it as x equals to 2 times of y. So this is our first equation. Now from the second statement says that the perimeter of the garden, because it is a rectangle, so perimeter we can write it as 2l plus b. So in place of length we can write x, in place of breadth we can write y. So we have 2 into x plus y equals to 30, and we can simplify it as x plus y equals to 15. So this is one type of a situation in which we have to form such pair of linear equations in two variables. Let us see what are some basic terms involved in it. In word problems, we have the following symbolic representation. For example, in this serial number 1, we have a symbol plus. And how do we identify that we have to add the terms? If it is written in the word problem sum, added to, increased by, more than, exceeds, then you should know that you have to put a plus sign. That means these are some key points here. For minus or subtraction, we have some keywords, that is less, subtracted from, diminished, reduce, the difference. So that means in that word problem you will have to use subtraction. Now product means multiply. It will be, the keywords will be times, product of, or multiplied by. Then division we will use when it is written divided by or ratio of some terms, then we will use division. And equals, we are going to put equal sign in the equation when it is written some key points, keywords are equals or is as much as. So these are the things that you have to remember in this